listen, since we on it, let's just get all on the table.
Yes.
Why are you telling these ladies that you are a producer on my show?
I didn't never say I was no producer. That's a goddamn lie.
If you thought Friendsgiving was chaotic, just wait until you hear what happened when Christian finally sat down with Jackie and Jennifer. What went down during that meeting wasn't just gossip, it was a full-blown reveal. Secrets were spilled, real receipts were shown, and by the end of it, Jennifer looked completely stunned. This wasn't some casual conversation. It was a much-needed talk that had been building up for a while. Jackie came ready to settle things. She wanted the drama out in the open and off people's tongues. Christian didn't come to play either. He arrived calm, respectful, but carrying facts.
You know what you did. I was doing. You know what you did. Say it.
I was hoping that Evelyn and Jennifer addressed their issues on this trip, but I was also hoping there was no yelling involved.
We're talking about a $15,000 transaction, a failed trading situation, accusations of ghosting, and more. He even brought messages to back up every claim. And when Evelyn's name came up, let's just say tensions rose fast. Jackie tried to keep the peace, but even she looked thrown off by everything Christian brought to the table. As for Jennifer, she didn't have much to say once the evidence came out. But before we get to all of that, let's rewind and look at how this mess even started. Because it didn't just happen overnight. The drama had been brewing for a while. Everything really started to unravel at Friendsgiving. That's when the cracks in the group became obvious. Evelyn came in with energy. She wasn't trying to keep the peace, she was stirring the pot. She brought up past issues and didn't hold back. Christian and his business dealings were suddenly front and center.
It was literally a situation where Shoni had this idea to do a show. She knew Evelyn, I knew her. We all had a conversation. Here's the thing, you do these shows, well, back then, we started in 2010.
Yeah.
You just never know what's gonna come of it, right? And again, my motto is I gotta try it to know if I love it or hate it. So I was like, okay, it sounds cool. They came to my house, filmed me, and then it was like, next thing I know, they were like, oh, we got picked up, we're starting to film. And I'm like, oh, okay. I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
Again, the show airs, you still don't know what to expect because you don't know if people are really going to be invested. And here we are.
You're right.
Evelyn started asking questions about his arrangement with Jennifer, specifically about the trading money. And that's when the vibe changed. People started getting defensive. Sides were taken. The room got tense fast. Instead of brushing it off, like many do in group settings, Jackie decided enough was enough. She wanted the truth. She made it clear she wasn't going to keep passing along whispers or playing the middleman in everyone else's drama. If something needed to be addressed, then it was going to be said to people's faces, not behind their backs. So, she set up the sit-down. Jackie said it was time for everyone involved to speak honestly and bring proof if needed. Christian appreciated the chance, and he came prepared. He wasn't going to sit back and let people drag his name through the mud. When Christian walked into the meeting, he wasn't angry or defensive. He greeted Jackie with respect and sat down with a calm, focused energy. But you could tell he had something to say, and he wasn't leaving until it was all out. He started by thanking Jackie for giving him the space to explain his side.
I am a married woman. I'm chewing on about 30 carats. Chomp, chomp.
There were stories coming out about Christian being a scammer, but she got married to this fool. She's dumb as
Oh my God.
Then, without wasting any time, he pulled out his phone. And just like that, things got real. Christian brought receipts, actual text messages between him and Jennifer. He had everything documented, dates, times, messages. The first major point? A $15,000 transaction. According to Christian, Jennifer had reached out to him for help getting into trading. She said she wanted to start an account and needed funding. Christian agreed to help and sent her the money. But here's the catch, according to him. She never used the money for its intended purpose. She didn't fund the account, didn't follow through with the plan. And when Christian followed up to ask how things were going, she didn't respond. He showed multiple messages where he politely checked in. No answer. And this is where the story really started to shift. See, Evelyn and others had been talking as if Christian had ghosted Jennifer or scammed her. But the messages told a different story.
Oh my God.
Christian reminded Jackie that it wasn't like he had approached Jennifer with some scheme. She came to him. She asked for the help. He helped. Then she disappeared. As Christian calmly explained all of this, everyone started looking at Jennifer. She didn't argue. She didn't deny anything. But she also didn't really say much at all. Her face said it all: tight lips, nervous glances, that uncomfortable look like she was trying to stay composed but knew exactly what was coming. Jackie, always trying to be fair, gently encouraged Jennifer to speak. She wasn't trying to corner her. This wasn't about attacking anyone. It was about clearing the air. Jackie asked her directly, "Is there something we're missing here?" Jennifer gave a vague response. She said she didn't think the issue was that deep and that she never meant for it to blow up like this. But that explanation didn't sit well. Christian leaned in more. He explained that this wasn't just about the money anymore. It was about what happened after. According to Christian, Jennifer knew the rumors were going around, especially the ones Evelyn was spreading. But instead of clearing things up, she stayed silent. She let the gossip grow. She didn't defend Christian or give the full story. He said Jennifer had multiple chances to speak up and say, "Hey, this isn't what happened." But she didn't. She let the narrative play out, and that hurt the most. Christian looked her in the eye and said, "You knew the truth, and you let them paint me like I was out here scamming people." That's when Jackie stepped in again. She cut straight to the point and said something that really hit. "You could have solved all of this with $15,000 and a little honesty." And she was right. This wasn't about the money. It was about trust, responsibility, and what happens when someone lets a situation grow into something it didn't need to be. At this point, Jennifer looked like she might finally say something. But before she could, Christian redirected the heat toward Evelyn. He questioned why Evelyn was even involved in the first place. Why was she so invested in this when she wasn't part of the transaction? He asked Jackie, "Is Evelyn trying to protect Kiki? Or is this about keeping the attention on herself?" He didn't flat out call her a clout chaser, but the hint was clear, and people picked up on it. Then Christian brought out the big one. He talked about how people kept using his past against him, calling him a felon like it defined him completely. But then, he pointed something out. Evelyn's own daughter had just had a child with someone who also had a criminal record. He looked at the group and said, "You want to keep throwing my past in my face like I'm a predator or scammer? But what about the people sitting in your family?" That shifted the entire mood. It wasn't a personal attack. It was a wake-up call. You can't judge someone while ignoring your own situation. That kind of hypocrisy doesn't fly anymore. Jackie's face said it all. She turned to Evelyn and said, "You can't throw stones if you live in a glass house." And just like that, the energy changed. Evelyn didn't say much after that. She looked shocked, maybe even a little embarrassed. Christian wasn't just defending himself anymore, he was holding the whole group accountable. He made it clear if people were going to talk about truth and loyalty, then it had to be for everyone. You can't decide someone's past matters only when it suits your argument. By now, Jackie was clearly surprised by how deep this had all gotten. What started as a simple sit-down about a misunderstanding had become a full reveal of tension, hidden feelings, and people's true colors. But Christian wasn't finished yet. Before wrapping things up, he made one more thing clear. If Jennifer had ever asked for her money back, he would have given it no hesitation. The $15,000 wasn't a secret or something he was trying to keep. He said straight up, she never asked. He explained that he wasn't trying to dodge responsibility. He brought receipts. He followed up. He wanted to fix things from the start. His whole point was transparency and fairness. That's why he showed the texts and spoke openly. Jackie gave him credit for that. She said it's rare for someone to show up with facts, stay calm, and still take ownership when needed. Most people either avoid the conversation or stir up more gossip. But Christian stayed grounded, stuck to the truth, and made it about resolution, not drama. As for Jennifer, she stayed mostly quiet, but her silence spoke louder than words. You could see she was taking it all in, processing everything, probably regretting how things played out. Maybe she wanted to say more, but didn't know how. Maybe she just didn't want to make it worse. Either way, her quiet left a lot of questions. Was she feeling bad about how it all snowballed? Or was she simply overwhelmed by the fact that everything was finally coming out? Sometimes, silence is its own kind of answer. After the sit-down aired, fans had a lot to say. One comment read, "Christian brought the receipts." Jennifer knew she was caught. Another viewer wrote, "Evelyn is always in drama that has nothing to do with her. Christian wasn't wrong to call her out. So now we want to hear from you. Do you think Christian was being real and honest with his receipts and calm approach? Or was he just trying to save face after the drama? What about Jennifer? Should she have done more to clear things up before it all exploded? And Evelyn, was she truly trying to help a friend? Or was she just making herself the center of attention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Because this isn't just some messy moment. It's about loyalty, truth, and how people choose to handle conflict when things get real. And trust me, if you thought this was wild, there's even more coming. Next week, we'll break down the reactions, behind-the-scenes details, and the fallout from this sit-down. You won't want to miss it. So hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I've got more receipts, more tea, and more real talk coming your way. Stay tuned, and as always, keep it real.